Hi, my name is Galbiati, and this is my first official makeup tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what I use for my foundation. I love to use MAC Studio Fix Fluid. It has an SPF 15 and I find that it works amazingly. It has a really good coverage, and I just really like the way that it sits like on my skin. And when I like to apply the Studio Fix Fluid, I really like to use a foundation brush. Hi, my name is Galbiati, and this is my first official makeup tutorial. So basically what I like to do for foundation is I like to use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid with an SPF 15. I like this foundation because I feel it has a really good coverage, and I like the way that it sits on my skin. I feel like it really perfects my skin in ways that other foundations that I have tried really can't do. So I really recommend it, and the way that I like to apply it is with a foundation brush. This one's actually Quo, and this is the brand that Shoppers Drug Mart, its own personal brand that they carry. And when I apply the foundation, I really like to use any kind of a palette. This is just actually the empty container of my old foundation. That's just, I believe that it's CoverGirl actually, and I just like to use it kind of just so that I can not have the product on my hands so that it doesn't soak in. And so when I apply it, my foundation, I like to really start in the center of my face and work outwards. And I kind of just brush it outwards like this. I like to make sure that I get all the way towards the outer parts of my face, so that way there's no lines and it doesn't look really artificial, and it doesn't look like I missed like parts of my face, so that you don't get that line that you see a lot of women have from their foundation. I really like to focus on the parts closest to my nose, as I find I got a lot of redness in those areas. And then I like to put some foundation on my forehead. And again, like I said, I like to start in the center, kind of by the bridge of my nose, and then work outwards. That way too, like the product doesn't build up by your hairline and it doesn't get into your hair, which is really gross. I've had that happen before. It's not a fun time. Especially if you have dark hair, it looks really funny. And then I like to apply some of the foundation on top of my eyelid. Some people might not do this, but I just find that it kind of gives me a nice base for my concealer as well as my eyeshadow. Some people will use a primer, but I am not really one for using them. I'm not really saying that they don't like work or anything. You could go ahead and try them, but personally I've never actually found a reason for myself to have to use one. Okay, so now that I have my foundation on and I have it all in the areas that I usually tend to put it on my whole face, but you can also do it just on the red parts of your skin as well, or the parts that need coverage. But then I like to go ahead and place my concealer on, and I like to use MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer. And it comes in a glass bottle with a pump, which I really like. I like that you can get the product out that way. And again, as well, I like to use the palette to have the concealer on and to put onto my brush again. And when I apply it, I like to apply it right in the corners of my eye, all the way out kind of towards the end of my eyebrow, and then I like to dab it on almost like with a stippling motion, because I find that that really helps the product to go exactly where I want it to be placed, and it doesn't smudge it along into areas that I wasn't looking for any concealer to sit. And then you continue with the other eye and just do the same thing, stippling it along underneath your eyes. You want to make sure that your concealer is really well blended, because you don't want to have that kind of raccoon-eyed look that you see some women have when they don't blend out their concealer well enough. And then you just want to take a little bit more concealer and follow the bridge of your nose downward and really blend that in. You can go up to the corner of your eye as well and just really make sure it's blended in really well. So then after I use my concealer and it's all applied, I like to use a bronzer just to really give my face a nice glow. And I like to use Essence Sun Club, and it's an all-in-one highlighter. I should say highlighting bronzer. And when I like to apply it, I apply it with a big blush brush, and this one's actually just purchased from Claire's. And I like to pinch the brush like this when I'm applying it, because oftentimes when I'm applying it, I really like to start to apply it closest to my hairline, and I like to apply it halfway to the center of my eye, just to really highlight and contour my cheekbones in a really nice way. And when I'm applying it, I'm just kind of brushing it in a circular motion. You can see that this bronzer has a lot of colors in it, which gives it a really nice coloring. And then I like to do the same on the other side of my face, again starting really close to the hairline, working my way out towards the center of the eye. You can make your cheekbones as contoured or as not contoured as you want, but I like to have them a little more contoured just for a more dramatic look, or maybe say an evening look. So there you can see that I have contoured my cheekbones. And after I do the bronzer, I really like to have a little bit of a blush to highlight my cheeks. And I like to use a brush, a stippling brush. And this brush is actually just from Walmart, and it's just a no-name brush, so it's crazy, but it works really well. And I also like to use Quo's blush in Petal. It's a baked blush, and it's amazing. It has these beautiful flecks of gold in it, and it's just so pretty when the light hits your face, and there's just different shimmering pigments that sparkle really well. And you just want to start almost right at the end of your eye and then go outwards to really accentuate a nice high cheekbone, or give the illusion of a nice cheekbone. And again on the other side,